And I'm not supposed to show illicit substances either in the first 30 seconds. So I'm sure all of those were verboten once I did all of them. I did all of them in the first 30 seconds. I actually have a timer on here, so that's fantastic. Da 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 do do boodle-a-scoo. I am not going to say many words for the next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, there you go, 30 seconds. We have crossed the Rubicon. We have gone into 30 seconds without cussing. That is a new record here on the stream, is the 30 seconds without cussing. Of course, I have to remember that this platform and the other platform. What's up, America? How you doing, Ziggy and XR Update? I have to remember that this platform is not the same as TikTok, and I cannot say the F word directly as my first word on the stream. I see, told you. It's like insane. That's just what it is. They showed you. Oh, no kidding. They showed me. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh, I knew she was cool. Yep, that is Tiffany Cianci. She's okay. She's got something to do with Maha. What's up, America? Worked for RFK Jr.'s campaign back in the day. I don't know her. It's a professional contact, but contact nonetheless. Oh, that is great. That is wonderful. That is the 3rd time I have been on that show. I love it. Thank you, Tiffany, for that promotion. I cannot wait to see what's up, Matter. What's up, Colorado? Got the old shite hole in the house. Okay, well, I got my news up there.
Well, I know, but while you're doing that, and just
my wife's like, let me see the computer real quick. I'm like, that's my news.
I'm gonna look up InfoWars.
Are you starstruck, honey?
No.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, what's up, America? We are currently in the process of rolling a concentrate. Oh, yeah, that is nice right there. The old Michigan Express we got going on here. And, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got pesticide news. We have Donald Trump news, Iran news. We have it's on the war. Very nice. Owen Schroyer? No shit. Is he still there, or was it the other guy? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Yeah, she's friends with him, too. He's a good...
It wasn't his live stream, though.
I don't know exactly. Anyway, so yeah, that's what it is. So I'm sitting here rolling this. We got plenty of news to talk about. Possible invasion of Iran coming up by Easter Sunday. We have talks of a ceasefire that fell through, of course, with Donald Trump saying that they wanted a ceasefire, and of course, Iran saying that that's not going to happen. The Iranian government bringing killers into the street. And of course, in October, I mentioned it initially. I was supposed to promote it again, but I forgot to because I got too high. And let's see. Orange Lawyer has got his own show. Oh, okay. Orange Lawyer.
What was it about? Was it about pesticide?
This is pesticides. Just look up Tiffany Cianci on InfoWars, or look for the redheaded girl.
Yeah, I know. She looks...
Oh, okay. But we got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot going on with Iran. We've got Donald Trump's speech coming up here at 9 o'clock. I'll probably end up showing that to you live on here if possible. That'll be very nice. I'm not sure. I might try to do the White House's one. What's up, Nana? How you doing? What, Tiffany? She's cool. That's she's on InfoWars. That's what it is. But yeah, she every now and again shows my stuff. Yeah, that's Tiffany. She's on InfoWars. She shows my stuff on there sometimes, which is good because we have pesticide legislation that needs to be changed up here, which we'll talk about that in a minute. We've got a lot of news as soon as my wife gets done with the computer there. But no, are you on the website?
Yeah, I'm on InfoWars website.
Really? They may not have put it up on the archive. It was just live because she went live 6:30. So I don't know. Anyway, what's up, America? Yeah, Tiffany's cool. She seems all right. She seems like the kind of person that would get really pissed off at the government, which is exactly what we're trying to do. So that's right up the alley there, don't you think, honey? Brr, fuck the government. Anyway, man, that concentrate smells good. What's up, America? How you doing? Oh my God, that is like the joy to smell. Don't you agree, honey? No, I'm sitting here playing in the toilet with all this as you're bringing out something good.
Well, I'm going to wait until you're done.
Oh. So Donald Trump's speech, yes, definitely. It's because the government fucked her, a private equity firm fucked her company up. And so I'd be pissed as shit too. I'd want to fucking take some kneecaps out if I was her. And I bet she does too. I don't blame her. So we've got Donald Trump's speech starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be live streaming that here, of course, on YouTube from the White House's live stream. Because it is a government-ran thing, I believe it's okay to show without fear of copyright restriction. So that'll be, oh, goddamn. That'll be really nice, so I can't wait to see that. It's my full-time job. No, I shit, dude. It's like Bear the Voice said. Well, you got the fame, but where the fuck is the fortune? Exactly. But people that tried to influence the world before died penniless, so let's try that again. Let me roll this joint real quick and we'll get going. Donald Trump's speech, 9 o'clock tonight. A lot of people are saying that Donald Trump wants to exit NATO. Let me know what you guys think. Do you believe that we should be... Oh, B. Vance, what's up, America? Do you think that we should be exiting NATO? What do you guys think? Donald Trump is set to eviscerate NATO. Russia is... I got to tell you, man, I am really in an odd position when it comes to dealing with Russia because I really like Russia. I like Russian culture, the whole 9 yards. But they are kind of supplying Iran with drones and technology to blow our shit up. So I kind of have an issue with that. So it's like I like Russia over Ukraine, but I don't like Russia sending drones to Iran to blow us up. Now, my whole thing, and I've talked to people on here that say that if we leave NATO, that would be stupid. My whole thing is that I understand NATO is a defensive force, but many of these nations in NATO, I believe, are compromised. Okay? Europe will be, thank you, First Class. Europe will be fucked if we leave NATO. That's 100% true. Because Russia will bowl them over like fucking soup. It'll be absolutely nothing. At the same time, I am reserved against NATO because $300 billion of my taxpayer money, what's up, Stephanie, went to help Ukraine and also our weapons, and we even have Mercs on the ground, and they still want more. And then when we decide to go after Iran, these fuckers say, no, we're not going to help you. We're not going to help you go after Iran. Oh, by the way, I need more money for the war in Ukraine. And you say, okay, so you didn't pay the 5% minimum. You won't help us with Iran, yet in the same breath, you tell us to pay you to fight Russia and Ukraine. You understand how stupid this is. You also understand that NATO would benefit from Iran going into Western hands because it opens another front against the Russians to the south and the Chinese to their west, correct? I mean, that's really very important because we lost Afghanistan. So if you decide to say, well, we go into Iran, we take out their government, they become peaceful to us. That opens up a new front on Russia's southern front, which will make them terrified of American strikes. And hello, NATO allies. So if you ever wanted to get Ukraine in Russia's backyard, thank you, A.W. Bryan, then you would go after Iran. Which makes me think either the leaders of most European countries are either compromised or too stupid to be leading. This is one of those not many situations with Donald Trump in real life are 4D chess, like the followers say.
In this particular case, though, that's what that is. So, when the United States left Afghanistan, we opened up China's Western Front to having no fear whatsoever. And we also opened up Russia's Southern Front from no fear of us, because we were out of the region almost totally. Several countries won't even let us use their airspace. So, if we take over Iran or fuck them up, and we have friendly military bases, immediately what's there? Let's say we're here in Iran. Our shit's there. Southern Russia's here. China's that way. You now pose a dual-sided threat against your adversaries, the two largest other superpowers. So I don't understand. Keep everything on when I get busy. I don't understand why. The fuck was that? So many people are against this. The short-sightedness. What's up, Legacy? Let me see here. The short-sightedness of a lot of people that are against the war in Iran is very telling of the stupidity that's permeated our nation as of late. So anybody with any strategic prowess whatsoever can see the long-term benefits of... What's up, me? What's up, Legacy? The long-term benefits of taking Iran. You threaten southern Russia, you threaten China, you threaten the plebiscite states of Russia and China, you threaten to come in between the Belt and Road Initiative. There are so many victories that can be had by cutting Iran out of the fray. And everybody's, oh, hands off Iran! Yeah. Well, that's what it seems like. It seems to be at least a regional government. But I don't blame Donald Trump for saying fuck NATO. Now, I'm going to give you a reason why. Actually, I'll give you a couple of reasons why. The first reason is because NATO was saved by the United States against the Soviet Union. If it had not been for the meddling of the United States, we would never... We had a loud-ass boom in Tennessee. Oh, no shit. Without NATO, or without the United States, the Berlin airlift would have never happened. The Berlin Wall would have never fallen. The Russians would have rolled over Western Europe without question, which was their objective in the first place. Germany would have been completely communified. Same with France, even though they've fallen now to themselves. But the United States wrote the check to save Europe from not only, well, the Russians did it to save from the Nazis, and the Americans helped. I know they are. I do have a nice one that I created right there, though, for later. And we saved the European continent basically from Russian invasion. So now when we're asking them, let's go into this, France, United Kingdom, most of the Scandinavian nations, Ireland, which is unfortunate, Spain, which was always nationalist anyway under Franco and all this other, they've all turned into Marxists for the most part, but not just Marxist. I could handle Marxism. This is not Marxism. This is social justice Marxism. So this is a continent, a western part of Western Europe, that believes that they have to capitulate because of their sins of racism in the past. Okay? So you have a Western European government system that says, well, all that we've created, all the universities, the Christendom, the art, the history, the buildings, that's all racist. All of that's racist, okay? So it doesn't, British history, it's all racist. Irish, racist. Everything's racist. So we need to bring in a bunch of Muslims to iron out our racism, pay for the sins of our father. What's up, Moscow? How you doing? Then I say, Western Europe would be better off if Russia occupied it and kicked out the Islamics, because then you would at least have a semblance of Europe still existing, right? Right now what you have is Europe saying, please, we were racist, so destroy France. Please, we were racist, so destroy England. Make it a shawarma stand. And what about Drewski? Who is that? And I say, look, Europe, Canada, they're self-inflicted wounds. All right? This constant attack against Russia, Ukraine, back and forth, this fighter, like dynasties. Nobody likes that shit. Only the old guard stupid fucks get into that. Oh, no shit. Not bad. I remember that. He was doing whiteface. That was funny shit. I still want to get that shirt that has the Redskins logo on it, and it just says Caucasians. It's got the white guy in there. I saw a dude from like some tribe wearing that. He was like, does this offend you? I was like, that is the funniest shit. I want one of those. That is hilarious. But anyway, nevertheless. So if you're tribal, that is awesome, by the way. Keep wearing that shirt. That's funny. Nevertheless, we really have to look at, is Europe better off with their self-aggrandizing and destroying the history and the sacrifices of their fathers to usher in Islam? Green, legal green. Michigan legal. And my answer to that is no, absolutely not. And this is the thing everybody has to understand. Nobody gives a shit what your religion is or anything. But you're not letting people acclimate to your culture, right? You think your culture deserves to be destroyed because it's white or whatever it is. No, it's... If I went to China, I would be expected to act in a certain way. I wouldn't want to act like an American in China, right? If I go to Saudi Arabia, I'm not going to go to a bar and get shit-faced or go look for a weed store. It's Saudi Arabia. You have to have a little more sense than that. You know what I'm saying? If you say, well, I want some weed. Well, this country, or if you're saying, well, I'm in Uganda, so what are you going to do? Throw a pride rally in Uganda? Like that's the wrong move. That's not good for your benefit. It's illegal there. Well, I don't think it should be. Well, it doesn't matter what you think. It's their nation. But when we come to our nations, Western Europe, you come to Scandinavia, you come to Canada, the United States, we're expected to bend over backwards to accommodate you. And then the argument is, well, America or Europe or whatever has no culture. No, it has no culture because you don't respect our culture. It would be the same as if I went to some village in Africa and I said, ew, and you tried to give me some food that your family worked very hard for back in the day, and I was like, ew, that's gross, right? Yeah, you don't do that. It's offending to them, right? So why would you come here and smear shit on the walls, in essence? But that's the kind of treatment we get. My culture is not worth anything because, well, it was rooted in racism. Well, every culture is rooted in racism. They used to sell white people down in Saudi Arabia in the fucking 900s. The Romans had slaves from Africa. So did the Carthaginians, which were Africans, by the way. Carthage is in Tunisia and in Algeria and modern-day Libya, right? They tried to invade Italy. Hannibal got fucked up in the Alps, remember? Come on, duh, right? So this whole notion that Western society is bad. I did see it. It's nice. Western society is not bad. It's you believe we're bad and you're trying to push the narrative. We're not. Fuck you. Right? I like Western society. I like French history and culture, Italian history and culture. I've been to Italy. I've walked on the Victory Monument. I like Christendom. I like Constantinople. Yes, now it's fucking Istanbul. I like Romania. Well, they were just killers. And no, they weren't. That's what you say. And if we say the same thing about Saladin in Islam, you say that we're offensive, but it's okay for you. So if I say Saladin is a murderer, how dare you throw our hero under the bus? Well, you say my heroes are killers. Well, that's different. Well, I think Soleimani is a murderer. No, he was a freedom fighter, but George Patton was a murderer. Oh, okay, I get it. So same amount of body count, and I get it. So because it's different avenues, then it's okay. No, I do inhale. I just have bad lungs. See, fuckface? Here you go. Nevertheless, what it is you have to be tolerant. And nobody's tolerant anymore. That's the thing. Social justice has devolved into a laughingstock of intolerance in itself. Everybody is so tolerant, you're intolerant of one another. It's a fantastic thing how it works. You guys were so tolerant, everybody was equal, that you excluded people because they might be too equal, more equal than others, right? In your mind? I remember not too long ago, the Canadian, was it Parliament, and they had cards of points of privilege. Frank Lloyd Wright is good. And they were saying that the equity cards that allow certain people of their religion and color to speak first, those were fine, but they weren't gender conforming. And so it's like you can break down anything into something, but should you? That's the question. Maybe we should just say we have it pretty good and move on. What? Well, no, the first slaves were Slavic. That's the thing. The first slaves were Slavic. That's the thing that they don't, because they say, well, wait a minute, because the word comes from that. Yes, Slav, that means that was the nation that they described as the nation of slaves. Built the pyramids, slaves built the Parthenon. Slaves built America. Hey, this is your song. Thank you, slaves. Oh, Wonder Chosen. What's up, Cole? So let's get to the news. Sorry about that. Thumbs up and share if you get the opportunity. Sorry to go on your tirade there. So we got a lot to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is Donald Trump's birthright citizenship case. Yeah, that's very true, actually, Zelly. 100%. I need to just switch right to, why did that fuck say?
Because that's the one that said you don't even inhale smoke, so I think you just need to quit smoking.
Well, I do need to quit smoking and just take fucking gummies. That's actually correct. But if you want to talk shit, you can suck my ass. So Donald Trump went to the birthright citizenship Supreme Court hearing. All right, now, here's the thing about this. The 14th Amendment states that birthright citizenship will occur based on a case from 1896. What's up, Christina? Even though the initial one came from 1868, I'm sorry. But the next case came from 1894 when a Chinese family sued the United States saying that their child was born in America, they were an American citizen. The Supreme Court ruled on that case in favor of the Chinese family in 1896 or 1898, whatever it was. However, the 14th Amendment does say that if you're born in America, you're basically a naturalized citizen. What it does not say is, what about if you come into the United States heavily pregnant and give birth here on purpose to be a citizen? Now that, thank you, Megan, which people, of course, are saying that, well, that's anchor babies. So, should the 14th Amendment be amended to include scamming, basically? So, I, in my opinion, would conclude that coming here 9 months pregnant to purposely give birth on American soil, I would say that's a form of scamming, in my opinion. if you stay here, you're on a visa, you meet the love of your life, you have a baby, that's, K2, is that what it's called? K1 visa type shit, that's no problem. I have no problem with you grabbing some girl down in Venezuela, bringing her up here, getting her pregnant. Oh, there comes a baby. Hey, I don't give a fuck about that. But we were having people like cartel members and stuff traffic women on purpose that were heavily pregnant and getting a nominal fee for it. Like, we have to have some semblance of brains here. So obviously there are people that take advantage of systems. Now, is it a lot of people? Well, that depends on who you ask. If you ask the liberals, no, 1 million people is not a fucking scam. If you ask conservatives, 1 person is a scam. So you kind of say, okay, well, where are we here? And so if the Supreme Court rules that anchor babies aren't allowed, for lack of a better term, does it denaturalize the citizen? Or i.e., is it retroactive? Or is it going forward from this point on, we're not doing anchor babies? But before that, it was okay. Like, where are we at on here? Because you have some people that say, well, if the law's changed, you have to do it. And it's like, you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do shit. What you have to do is you just have to tell what the law is. You don't have to, like, this is what's hilarious about the legal system here in America. They act like there's mechanisms that just kick in because they said so. That's not what has to happen. So, like, if you say, well, if we get rid of anchor babies, that means you have to kick all naturalized citizens out. No, that you can just say that's not the case. You're the Supreme Court. There's not like some precedent you have to look for. You're fucking it. So, like, I don't understand the Supreme Court. Well, we don't have precedent. Yeah, I'm aware you don't have precedent. You're the precedent makers, you dumb fucks. So I don't understand what precedent you're looking for when you're the ones that are supposed to set that. It would be like if I'm the president, yet I'm going to ask my boss what to do today with the military. You're the boss, dipshit. Hey, what's up, South Florida? What's up, Rasta? And that's what we're seeing here. It's very fucked up. I don't understand what is the deal with the Supreme Court? You're looking for guidance from where exactly? A schizophrenic problem that's happening? Some type of fancy, are we reading organs of a cow like Central and West Africa? I don't like where you're supposed to make these things up. That's why you went to law school. What's up, Maureen? How you doing? That's why you went to law school, was to make up these things. And then to say, well, or my favorite, well, I'm a Democrat, so the law is this way. Oh, but I'm a Republican, so the law is this way. That's not what this is. That fundamentally shows this whole thing is broken. It should fundamentally show that the entire system in the United States, when it comes to litigious nature, is totally, absolutely boo food. And there's no absolute way to fix this whatsoever. Everybody has to understand and see that, absolutely. I've never seen anything so freaking derelict in my entire life as to how a governing a governing judicial body believes they need precedent to I don't even have the rest of that sentence because that is such a stupid legal move. Whatever, like asking for Jesus to tell you a narrative. Anyway, sorry, I'll continue. But Donald Trump was there. Donald Trump was there, and he was at the oral arguments, giggity, with the Supreme Court. And that being the case, Donald Trump, some people said he was trying. What's up, BG? Some people said that Donald Trump was trying to intimidate the Supreme Court justices simply by being there. Other people were saying that Donald Trump was just making history because he was the first sitting president to attend this particular court hearing. Fascinating situation that went on. Presidents being accused of trying to bully the judges to their faces. I believe it was a bad move for Donald Trump to show up at this court hearing just one way or another, because it would solidify the political positions. Obviously, you're going to have 3 Supreme Court justices that will automatically vote against Donald Trump. That'll be Kenyatta Brown. She's never voted in any conservative position that I'm aware of. Same with Elena Kagan. She has got something wrong with her. And then there's the other one, the other liberal. I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it Alito? Whatever the other one that's left from the old world that didn't die or get fucked over in a sexual assault case. They're all going to vote liberal. So it doesn't matter if you come at them with legalities. They've already taken their position, which is, I'm voting whatever you say, I'm against it. Oh, you represent Trump, therefore you lose. And I already believe the same with the pesticide case that's coming up here. The pesticide case, you're going to have the same thing. So if you're unaware, at the end of April, I believe the end of April, there is oral arguments, giggity, between the Supreme Court with Monsanto Bayer, backed by Donald Trump and his administration, versus a farmer that got cancer from Roundup pesticides, and about 50 or however many thousands of people that are suing Monsanto Bayer for making them sick. So Monsanto Bayer, Roundup, those people, and Donald Trump and his administration are saying that these people should have shielding, so that they cannot be sued by people if you get sick. So, for instance, the position of Roundup, Bayer, or Monsanto Bayer, and Donald Trump and his administration are, we want you to not be able to sue pesticide companies ever, even if their products give you cancer or make you sick. Now, the pharmaceutical industry did that with vaccines, and you guys went ape shit about that. Now the liberals this is considered a liberal position because Cory Booker has a bill against it. Well, it's not. It's Maha position, make America healthy again. But apparently we've lost our way. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yes. So what this is, and this is already passed in other states. So Bayer Monsanto has sued 12 states, one of them being Kansas, to try for pesticide immunity. That means if you get sick with a neurological disease, liver failure, cancer, whatever, you cannot sue the pesticide companies. In this case, Monsanto, Bayer bought Monsanto. There are about 50,000 people, give or take, that are trying to sue them. Bayer Monsanto says that they're going to be settling out of court for $7.4 billion in damages, but not claiming wrongdoing. So the people that got cancer from Roundup will get $7.5 billion to split. Then the Supreme Court case saying no matter what they do, they can't be sued after. So before the settlement, right? Before the settlement, the products give you cancer, and we'll pay you out because we know it gives you cancer, okay? But then after that, as we're giving you cancer still, right, you can't sue us. Even though before, because now we have a legal shield. Ha! Yeah, we're still giving you cancer, but shield. And you're like, what kind of bozo the clown, circus-ass horse shit is this country where you get thousands of people sick, you acknowledge you got them sick, you pay them $7.4 billion, and then all of a sudden, with the same product, you haven't changed. Now all of a sudden, it's perfectly fine, and you cannot sue them. As a matter of fact, in Florida, in one case, what's up, SLD? In Florida, They want to make it so if you disparage the chemical companies, you can be sued. Yeah, so if you come on and say these people are giving you cancer, oh no, that's what do they call that's defamation. That's you can be sued for that. The company will sue you. Kansas just today, the governor was going to veto the bill giving pesticides immunity in Kansas, and the Republican supermajority with the supermajority outvoted the governor who was going to veto the bill. So now in Kansas, cannot sue Bayer Monsanto. What a win for America! What a win for the American people! What a win! You can give me cancer and I can't sue you? What a victory for us! Wow! Jesus Christ! You want me to fuck myself or do you want me to help you do it? Huh? Maybe we could just get it from both ends. Spiky cucumbers. What do you think? What's Vaseline? I like sticky tar. What the fuck, Richard? That's what we're doing in America. So now, even if the Supreme Court doesn't pass this shit, which I know they will, that means in Kansas, you can't sue these fucking dipshits. We gave you cancer, neurological disease, ha ha. How is that a Republican or Trump position? That's fucking horrible. And it's not for the greater good. By the way, these fuckfaces are going to be bringing back other pesticides that are illegal now. So while Europe is, and this is one thing I like about Canada and Europe, while they're taking chemicals out of the food and water, here in the United States, we're taking banned pesticides off the shelves and putting it back in. How's that sound? So it's not, see, like guns are different. What's up, Dirk? Yeah, so you can't sue the gun manufacturers because you're responsible for the click, click, boom. You can sue the people that are supposed to protect you in some limited capacities, schools and whatnot and all this. However, when it comes to pesticide, you don't control the production of your own food in most cases. That would be like saying, well, a third party shot your kid and you can't sue the third party for shooting him. We have immunity to shoot your child with this pesticide gun, and that's the law we're passing. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? It is insane what's going on, and I don't consider that a liberal position. I consider that, like, Americans, look, it's not just enough to be smart, accurate, work hard, all this other stuff. Americans are generally intelligent, too. If you're sick and stupid, you cannot function. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are. Like, I have bad ankles and a fucked up midsection, so... yeah, SLD, they're talking about bringing shit like that back. And this is the problem this is why I go conservative, but I don't go balls deep with Republicans. Because these people would sell their grandmother for a fucking extra 2% profit. And you know they would. By the way, 9 p.m. tonight, we have Donald Trump's speech. Also, quick shout out here, and I probably do need to change the background to this. We have a Veterans Freedom March showing out on the 26th or 24th. I'll have to look it up. I have a flyer on here. 24th of October. So it's approximately 204, 3 days away. Something like that. And that's going to be in every city and town in America. And that's for all veterans and supporters and their families. We want to see millions of veterans. We don't want to see thousands. I'm in Indiana. I want to see the city with at least, 50,000. That would be nice. I would like to see regenerative farming. Dude, absolutely. We need to get rid of the pesticides. I would like to see the largest veterans rallies in New York, D.C. I'd like to see a mega one in D.C. I think that would be the bee's knees. If we could have major veterans rallies, not protests, but marches. in New York City, Boston, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, the major Atlanta. But then there should be like a nucleus one in Washington, D.C. It would be really nice. And it doesn't matter your politics, doesn't matter your fucking religion, if you're a man or woman, doesn't matter if you're a gay Navy captain. Get out there, get your dress blues on, get your fucking, formals on. Fucking shine up your butter bars. Let's get out there if you're a fucking lieutenant or higher. Let's get that shit going. And I've got a 250th American flag. Thank you, it's Birdie. Thank you, my friend. Flag all ready to go for that with an Iranian flag just for shits. But I think a DC nucleus would be awesome. Let me see real quick if I can find that flyer. Hold on just a second. I have it here. No, I don't want a 49-second. I created a highlight. Oops. Well, that's my fault. These things happen. Do I have here? Hold on. Fucking damn it. Let's see if it fits. Okay. There's the flyer for it right here. There's the flyer for it, and that should be going nationwide. October 24th, 2026. All state capitals, county courthouses, and all cities were all members of the military. So spread it around to the veteran community if possible. Every man, woman, and child involved, please. Save the date. You should have enough time. It's over 200 days. I'll be trying to make a video at least once a week or so on the lead up to it. I would like to see a humongous turnout. I think the website is Veteran Freedom March. Hold on. veteransfreedommarch.com. So that's the URL, https veteransfreedommarch.com. And that'll be 205 days. It's raised $85. So it hasn't raised much money, which is unfortunate. But the Veterans Freedom March, October 24th, 2026, presented by Veterans Freedom March LLC. I don't know much about them. They have a YouTube video out here. They have a main video out here. Unfortunately, it's an AI voice, but whatever. That's okay. But it's basically to get awareness of from the United States government. The veterans need more, and they need to pull their head out of their ass in most cases when it comes to doing things for veterans and getting their shit squared away. But that's what we're trying to do here. Obviously, it's a brand new grassroots thing. Like I said, 205 days away. It's got that much time for a reason, because trying to get it to where a lot of people come. So, and on top of that, frankly speaking, only liberals can do a pop-up protest. It takes a lot of gumption and willpower to actually get working men to go to a fucking rally, because of the fact that most working men see it as kind of, hey. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we need to get on here. So I'll make a video on TikTok about once a week for that situation that we're going to be doing here. And we'd like you to get involved, each and every one of you, actually. I think that would be a fantastic Excelsior! I think that would be a fantastic situation in order to do that. It's the Veterans Freedom March. So anyway, Donald Trump is doing the birthright citizenship horse shit. He was there to intimidate the Supreme Court. It didn't look like it worked, as the Supreme Court is set to go against Donald Trump on the birthright citizenship situation. Blah, 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 blah. Donald Trump stormed out of the hearing with his penis in a twist, apparently. And Judge Sotomayor asked Donald Trump, do you want to unnaturalize people? Obviously, the answer to that is yes, he wants to do that. So that shouldn't shouldn't have any problem. Neil Gorsuch, Judge Gorsuch, asks, what about the Native American community? And that's actually quite the conundrum right there, which is why Donald Trump will not be getting his way on the birthright citizenship situation, because of the fact that they have these factors to take from other people, and that's what we're going to be doing here, apparently. So do not believe that birthright citizenship will be taken away, because it will not be taken away. I'll be very surprised. It's got like a 90% chance of failing due to past history. And so if you like it, tell me in the comments. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments, whatever. Marco Rubio may need to surrender his passport because neither of his parents were citizens at the time of his birth. Not exactly sure how that's pertaining. I mean, because they're not going to pass that, but whatever. And Asian immigrants would be hit the hardest. I don't give leaves away freely to people with cancer. Yeah. So today in Israel has been attacked once again by Hamas, or Hezbollah, I'm sorry. And Iran, as many apartment buildings and civilian targets have been hit by the Iranian government. Oil prices could bankrupt airlines, according to new information that's coming out. And Donald Trump potential ground invasion starting this weekend, maybe as late as next week. Some people say that commandos are planning to seize the uranium that's held by the Iranian government to prevent them from creating nuclear weapons. That is up in the air. We'll have to see what comes out in the wash. Guaranteed that the average person in the United States will have no idea what's going on until it's over. Donald Trump was talking about a ceasefire, and Iran has denied the ceasefire, and possible that strippers may have given the dates away of when we're going to go attack Iran as early as next week or this weekend. Believe it or not, they were at a strip club, and the girl made a video saying that they were talking about getting deployed to the guys they were grinding that were shit-faced. So that's what that is. Iran says that they're skeptical of diplomacy. They don't want to do any of it. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like Iran is putting 12-year-old child soldiers on the streets to shoot protesters. There's been another wave of killing recently that have been going on. I don't like that background. That's too... Seriously? I liked it. Well, I liked the background, but it was fucking it up. I'll go back to it here in a second. By the way, I just want to put this background out here from a video I made earlier. This is the Artemis 2 mission. 4 astronauts, which, sorry, one woman who's a researcher, one guy who's a pilot, another guy who's a researcher, and the black dude is the head pilot of the Artemis 2. They are heading around the dark side of the moon. First time in 50 years, which is fantastic. That took off from Florida, 2 hours ago, give or take, and they are headed towards the moon. Dark side of the moon. They're supposed to be coming up here building a moon base that is upwards of $7 to $10 billion using lunar pods and all this other shit. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Same thing with the Mars mission that we've been waiting for the last 10 years with Elon making a lot of money rather than heading to Mars, which is unfortunate. And so I would like to, see that. But we're not moving fast enough for the world. We're not evolving fast enough. We're too fucking slow. H3 gas, super coolant. H3 gas. I want some. Medication shortages are now being talked about after supply issues. We've heard about this for this will be the 3rd presidency in a row of possible medicine shortages. As you know, we also have an aging population, but under Trump, the first time we had medicine shortages preceding coronavirus. Then we had that shit. Then under Joe Biden, you had supply issues on 200 or 300 types of medicines, and now under Donald Trump again, we have medicine supplies or supply disruptions. So the Iran war, I don't know why this would, is raising fresh fears over medicine shortages as fighting disrupts shipping routes and airspace used to move drug ingredients. Oh, so at the ingredient level. It depends on where some of that comes from. Health experts say the biggest risk is not pharmacies suddenly running out of everything, but delays in higher transport costs. So greed is getting in the way once again. So it's always about money. So greed always gets in the way. Jesus Christ. In the United States, several medicines are already in shortage or hard to get, including some painkillers, ADHD medicines, cancer treatments, antibiotics, and basic hospital injectables. That includes oxycodone, hydrocodone, morphine, carboplatin, and some IV fluids on the American Society of Health System Pharmacy shortage list, as well as ADHD medicines like Adderall and Vyvanse that have also been flagged as ASHP listings. And Yale research published in JAMA Health Forum states hospitals are also dealing with shortages of things like including fentanyl, lidocaine, ketamine, ketorolic, dopamine. Well, just go on TikTok for that. Sorry. Doudamine, midazolam, and propofol. And lorazepam. I only had one surgery where I had propofol. They stuck a camera in my ass. No? You look cringe. You cringed physically. Oh my God, I'm like fucking Tom Green. No.
You're making that up. I didn't even do
I
that.
know. You know Tom Green? He's a farmer now. Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, so we have medicine shortages starting. That's fascinating. Chinese government bonds emerge as a haven, so people are starting to put money in that. And foreign central banks are now starting to sell U.S. treasuries and dumping the United States for good. We're also saying that we have commandos in Ecuador right now that are helping take out cartels. That's fascinating. Fentanyl should be stricken from the United States. I understand in a hospital setting it's okay, but fentanyl kills a shitload of people. So there needs to be something done about that immediately. There were several reasons. The open border thing did not help that with cartels whatsoever. There should have been military campaigns against the cartels for their violence. It didn't happen because people love to do drugs, and, well, lots of people died unnecessarily. So probably shouldn't have done that. The United States is targeting narco-terrorists worldwide. Some people say it's a bridge too far. And sky-high gas prices are changing the way Americans live. Most people in America are 3 months away from bankruptcy. That is the new figure. And I want to read 2 stories before Donald Trump comes on, and then we will watch Mr. President while I shave. Is that what it is? These usually don't last very long, do they? Wasn't one like 4 minutes? And it's like, he's like, here we go. We're going to do this shit. Fuck yourself. And it's all over. It's like, okay. From New York to California, Florida to New Jersey, I'm sure this was written by an AI. Little red numbers at gas stations remind Americans that driving... Okay, I'm going to pass through the fluff here, okay? Because I'm sick of this bullshit. In a single month, gas prices rose $1.05 a gallon, the biggest ever month jump in recorded history. What's up, America? Drivers said price rise is reshaping how they live, work, and travel, with higher commuting costs cutting into earnings and high prices making it harder to visit family or take vacations. For these fuck faces, they're now saying it's about $70 to fill up their car. Gas prices where I live, this is a problem. I live in a Republican state, which taxes should be low here. We have like the 3rd highest gas tax in the nation. We're paying 72 cents a gallon in gas tax. Our governor says we're going to raise gas again, wants to put a toll road on Interstate 70 to raise revenue, but refuses to even talk about legalizing weed because Jesus doesn't want you to have that, apparently. So where I live, it's illegal, and every state around me, weed is legal. And it's like, well, we're doing right. It's like, no, you're being stupid. There are billions of dollars, and roads are kind of, dude, the roads are bad. Oh my God. Remind me, because I was talking to my wife about it, but I've been doing all this shit. We need to go and make a video of the roads. It is terrible. Worst roads in the world. I need to re-upload that video. I took it down because nobody watched it. It was terrible. I need to put it here on YouTube because YouTube's better. But Indiana has a problem where they say that every tax is to fix the roads, but the roads are the worst in the country. So Indiana, we have a wheel tax. We have a license plate tax. We have taxes on the streets. We have gas taxes, 74 cents if you include federal. Most of that's for the roads. Income tax was increased for the roads. Property tax was increased for the roads. And schools, by the way, not a dime of that money went to fixing the roads unless the people at NDOT are either brain damaged or scamming like it's Somalians up in Minnesota, right? There is no, I don't know what it could possibly be. People in the state of Indiana have fucking had it with these assholes, all right? The Republican supermajority does not help. These people are turds. So they're not conservatives, they're Republicans. They're god-awful. We are taxed almost as much as California. We pay every tax. Everything costs a lot here. It's fucking nonsense that nobody pays anything. It's the state of give me but get nothing. That's Indiana. Give me all your money. Indiana is a state that when you owe the government taxes, so if you owe the state of Indiana taxes, they don't just send you a bill. They send you a tax warrant, which they can't arrest you. But when you get in, it says tax warrant. You say, what the fuck is this? Oh, that's to scare you into paying it right away. And we are like a shit-kicking, dumb fuck. The state of Indiana is a goddamn embarrassment. It is an embarrassment. The people, Ohio's, yeah, it's better actually. Now, the people of Indiana are great people. So let me not confuse this. The people are nice. The land is beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But the government makes it so oppressive, I don't want to live here. I would go anywhere else. I would go to Cincinnati. I would go to fucking Pennsylvania. I'd go to Virginia. I'd go to Texas. I'd go to shit kicker piss face before I would live in fucking Indiana. And why is that? Because the crooked, the corruption. And it's always a day late and a dollar short. So Indiana is like America was in 2017, right? We are years behind. So when the New York City is in 2026, we're in 2016, brother. And so Indiana will figure out after we hit 2021, 5 years from now, that maybe we should legalize weed. It is nuts. So in Indiana, they believe anything liberal needs to be destroyed immediately. And the problem is that's not the answer. That's the stupid, dumbass, like, just because something's liberal doesn't mean it's rooted in bad shit. So first of all, take Democrats out of it. Take Democrats out of the policy. You see, the issue here is people still believe that Democrats do good and Republicans do good. You both suck dick. I don't understand, like terrible dick. I'm talking, it must be a foot long and a mile wide. I don't understand. That would be kind of weird. I don't understand how you can keep voting for these people. I have no idea how you can sit there and say, I hate Donald Trump. Okay, fair. But I got to vote for Chuck Schumer. It's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to get how you can give these dumbasses a free pass. What is wrong with you? Like, they're not good people. Democrats. No, I'm not talking the people that vote Democrat. I'm talking the apparatus of the Democrat Party. Like, you believe it's like Bernie Sanders, right? Like, tax the rich, freedom for... Now, that's not what they believe, right? That's a fallacy. That's unfortunate. The Democrats don't believe that. Neither do the Republicans. The Democrats are like, yeah, that's nice. But we don't believe that. We still want the billionaires to run the show. We want the billionaires to run the show. We want everything to be straight up dog shit. What's up? Dog shit vibe, right? I mean, that's what they're trying to do here. And why is that? Because there's billionaires that are liberal also. Right? It's not like it's a shocker. Like AOC, Bernie Sanders, people like that, they're not going to let that into high positions of power. What you see is what you get. They're not going to let that into the presidency because they don't want that. That ruins their gravy train with biscuit wheels. You're supposed to eat out of the trough, you plebe. Right? That's what they believe. It's not like it's something like, oh, well, they have a heart. The billionaires have a heart. They'll see. No, they won't see. They don't have a heart. They see what you're saying. They acknowledge it, and they don't give a fuck. They hate you. So when you see the billionaires, you're like, oh, eventually, when they get $1 trillion, they'll give me money. No, they'll want $2 trillion. Well, when they get there, then they'll want 5 trillion. Then they'll want 10, then 20, then they'll want all of it. I mean, come on, don't be stupid. What are we doing here, right? Like, you think they don't have a reason to be stopped. So why would they stop? I mean, like, really, why would they stop? Because you're not stopping them. Well, we have to go in the confines of the law. No, that's not how it works. Right? The law is not going to be doing anything for you. Because it's not supposed to. It's about money. It's about prestige. It's about the way you stand and have your feet cocked and the certain movements you do that indicate who you're with, what you're capable of. It doesn't matter. These are the realities of the situation. No. And nobody understands that. They say, well, why? Why? Because it's a system that you're not a part of. People try to play in a system. They play a good system on TV, but they're not really respected in the system. You're a visitor. You're a tool. You have to be in it first. So, like, if you try to apply a system, like a judicial system, if you try to apply a judicial system to your will, the manifestation of will does not work in the judicial system because it's rooted in the cult of Saturn. And so because the judicial system follows the cult, in my opinion, follows the cult of Saturn, it's rooted in a certain manifestations don't function there. That's beyond the capabilities of that type of critical thinking and skill set. So when you say, well, what about if I approach it with logic? Logic's often not enough because logic is variable depending on how an individual, and that's another thing people don't understand, how an economic class looks at it as well. People, what time is it exactly? Because I have it on here right now. Because it's close, right? All right. So you'll sit there and you'll say, well, hold on a second. I'm fighting for this, that, or the other. Okay, well, that's wonderful. But if you have a very wealthy person arguing against a very poverty-stricken person, the wealthy person gets the benefit of the doubt. Well, that shouldn't be. Well, that's actually how it is, though. And I know it sucks. There have been studies out there that look at the people's dress, the mannerisms, the way they speak. If they say ain't and shit like that, right? And they found that people that are dressed better, more articulate, tend to do better in these systems. If you're sloppy, slovenly, you don't carry yourself well, you're pissed off, you can't control your emotions, you tend to do poor in situations. These are just psychological markers that any basic ass should already understand. If you act a fool and you can't figure out your own personality, then you're gonna fucking fail at everything you do. And it's a system that's not rooted in logic, but it is what it is. And that's the American system. Well, I don't like it. Well, I don't really either, but you're preaching to the choir. But going into cultural Marxism or going into like hard right-wing conservatism, any of that shit, none of it works, right? And the reason is because your governments are antiquated horse shit. And I've said it every day, and I'll say it again. So when people keep saying, "Why we like Marxism?" Well, why? That was a government in the 1890s. Why would you want that garbage? That is archaic horse shit. What about capitalism? Is once again archaic horse shit. It's just less archaic horse shit than Marxism, because at least capitalism was rooted when the Industrial Revolution was actually functioning and working, not at the beginning. But that's still garbage. All of it's garbage, and you have to understand that until you change your political and economic structures wholeheartedly, not just a little bit. I mean, like whole fucking heartedly, until you say we're going to come up with governments that are brand new that we've never thought of and put together. We're going to come up with economic systems we've never thought of and put together. Until you do that, you're not going to get anywhere. It's just going to be a bunch of people fighting, playing in the toilet bowl. Playing in the toilet bowl. And that's what we're doing now politically. As I was watching a couple of hard liberals on their live streams today on TikTok. And what I noticed is they're once again becoming snarky, angry, hateful, taking Trump supporters, just talking shit to them like they're stupid. They haven't learned anything. They're just doing the exact same shit. And so once again, it's going to breed just another cycle here. You're going to have Trump failing all the way to the end. He'll leave. A liberal will be president. They'll fuck up. They'll get 8 years. It'll fuck up America until you have another Trump figure take over. And it's just going to be a cycle because nobody can. It's like, well, we have to really tell Trump people they're stupid. It's like, you don't. You have to compromise, you fucking idiots, you derelict dumbasses. Stop fighting each other. Compromise. How the fuck can you get ahead with just constant back and forth? So if you attack somebody, they're going to attack you back. Well, I didn't expect that. Well, then you'll attack them again. They'll attack you back. It's a never-ending seesaw until somebody says either A or B will walk away or will move on with this set of stipulations and move forward as a collective. And until somebody does that, we're going to be playing in this toilet bowl that we're in. The fuck was that? Oh, I thought that was a guitar. Like, why was it doing that noise? Oh, okay. I thought you had like a notification setting. I'm aware of that. We're watching as a family. Damn right, Mabel Cat. As a family. That's right. If you ever want to see a fucked up show, Emily, what's the show with Red Guy? Yeah, watch a show called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Holy shit. Like, here's a series of cartoons that you need to see. One is Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. One is BoJack Horseman. One is what is it? The Miserable Life or whatever it is of Psyche K. That's a pretty good one. There's what else did we watch? Oh, Sweet Tooth. Emily liked that for a while. Wednesday was good. Stranger Things ended like shit.
What's the show with that triangle thing that she?
Triangle thing?
Triangle thing that we got.
Coraline?
No, the hat that we got her.
Has Been Hotel?
The blue hat.
Oh, Gravity Falls.
Is that
Yeah.
a big one?
Oh, yeah. Gravity Falls is great. Some people think I'm Grunkle Stan. Oh, no. There's no volume. Where's the volume, fuckface?
And our brave
Oh, my God. Sorry about that. All right, let's get the full view in. Let's get the full view in. Yeah, Gravity Falls is good. That's a good show.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts for the
Gatlin.
successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing.
What if it just keeps going out?
They are on the way. God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing, in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before.
I thought I was going to say Bigly.
Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela and are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil.
I'm not sure
Anything
total.
they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have
Venmo?
nuclear weapons would be an intolerable
He asked what my code
threat.
for Venmo was.
The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield.
Type it to him.
I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. Had he lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. Flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran. They would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts.
You gotta block them.
Had I not terminated that terrible deal, I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always
you're not.
the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location.
Yeah, I don't
making
have a
clear
phone
they have
number
no
attached
intention
to
of
it.
abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth.
She says to request to
Iran's
be
strategy was
friends.
so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible. And they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base.
I'm assuming, Marine.
Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran.
Well, thank you, my
This past
friend.
month, I've traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those
Thank you. That was
heroes
nice.
as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job. Every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year.
Yeah, we still don't have
It
money.
all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They'd never imagined
Sorry.
it. Remember,
Smoke
because of
everyone.
our Drill Baby Drill program, America
Everyone
has
goes
plenty
chow,
of
baby.
gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we're #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined.
Price gouging.
Think of that, Saudi Arabia.
It's all
and
price
Russia
gouging and
combined.
taxes.
And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world. And
Yeah, Pam Bondi
into
might
the
get
future,
fired,
the
I
United
heard.
States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily.
Grab it by the
Be
pussy.
helpful, but they should take the lead
I love
in
you.
protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on.
Grab that straight by the
Those
pussy.
countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran. We had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion.
No,
Number
he's
one,
just
buy oil
tired,
from
I
the
think.
United States of America. We have
And I mean
plenty of
tired of the whole
research.
thing.
And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before, should have done it with us as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought. But we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible. They are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh.
We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing.
Yikes.
Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in
That would cause like
World
50 more
War I
problems.
lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation so powerful, so brilliant against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated.
Oh my God.
He's really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren.
100 hours, that's right.
The whole world is watching, and they can't leave.
They were fucking surrendering to
Brilliance.
Apache
They just can't
helicopters.
believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing. The brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United
100
States will be
hours.
safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
And God bless the United States Marine Corps. God damn it. He didn't say it. I said it. Say your prayers to Chesty at night. That's the real fucking way right there. Well, thoughts? Twitch thoughts? Twitch thoughts, opinions, let me know. I'll get the screen on for just such an occasion. If it'll work. Seems to be having a bit of a fucking conundrum there, isn't it? Yeah, something's happening here with the green. I don't know what's going on with that green screen. So everybody, what'd you think? It was definitely new. The fuck is going on here? Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm sitting here playing too much. It's saying every green screen I put up is Artemis. Come on, load it. God, no. I swear to God. Well, you know, they're trying. Okay, anyway, whatever. So it was short and sweet. It showed what we were doing there. Donald Trump basically said a couple of things that were poignant. Everything we knew basically already hit the power plants. He didn't talk about the desalinization plants. The only thing we did learn in this is that it'll be going on for a couple more weeks. Gas prices are as a result of probably price gouging. And apparently, according to Donald Trump, we're going to be stepping up. Now, obviously, Donald Trump did not talk about how we were going to be stepping that up. More than likely, it's going to be through a series of military invasions. I would assume, I'm going to say, maybe an influx of men, maybe another 50 to 100,000 coming in, probably taking outlier islands. Raids to take uranium is more than likely what I'm going to assume. Who knows? Maybe some incursions into Western Iran from Iraq. Maybe some raiders or some special forces coming into the coast. Karg Island, the other Remain Islands will probably be occupied. Donald Trump does not want to make it easy for our allies. He's done. That's another thing we heard, is that Donald Trump is basically done protecting our allies. He's basically saying, we've done the hard part, now get your own fucking shit. Go fuck yourself. Donald Trump at this point is going to be attacking more because of the executions and the murders that are going on by the Iranian government as of late. Those were just reported today that they're executing more people. So that will be a catalyst. How long was that? About 10 minutes? Maybe 15 at most. So that was different. We're going to talk and smoke this joint here, and then, yeah. So listen to this. Justice Kenyatta Jackson suggests that foreign tourists can be birthright citizenship or get qualified for it because they have local allegiance to the United States while they're on vacation. So during oral arguments from the Supreme Court today, Justice Kenyatta, goddamn it, I never say her name right, Ketanji Brown Jackson made her case why the children of foreign tourists should have birthright citizenship if they're born in the United States while their parents are on vacation. How stupid. The case, now known as Trump versus Barbara, will decide whether or not the president executive order to end birthright citizenship for U.S.-born children is illegal or illegal. And the most radical on the left-wing side believes that tourists should be able to get birthright citizenship for their children. That's fucked up.
You're not supposed to fly when you're 8 months pregnant or more, so...
Yeah, so what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. These people are stupid. Judge orders California to pay $4.5 million in attorney's fees after Supreme Court slaps down gender secrecy policy. I would like to find out what California did with the money for the high-speed rail. That's what I would like to see. I have a feeling it was stolen and was used to purchase houses, cars, and vacations. That's what most fraud is spent on. Houses, cars, and vacations. So, and clothing, jewelry, dumbass bullshit. What's up, relax? So about 90% of fraud, that's government waste, I should say, basically goes to buying houses, cars, and vacations. That's it. That's all people care about. It's a really weird situation. And people will kill for it. People will kill for it. They'll kill too. What's up, Gino? Is that Gino? Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Playboy? We got to get to Texas then. We got to get you to Texas Roadhouse, damn it. Let's do that. We'll get down there one of these days. I got to go down there anyway. I'm sick of it being cold. This fucking place sucks. I bet 50% went to the Democrat Party. I can see a lot of that, yeah. So the thievery is huge. Hollywood will soon resemble Detroit after the auto industry decline. As you know, Hollywood is not cutting it anymore. Is everybody over worshiping celebrities? Are you done worshiping Taylor and fucking Chapel Roan as she's a fucking bitch? You heard about that? Chapel Roan's a fucking bitch? Where she fucking had her security guard make an 11-year-old? Yeah, exactly. The celebrity class, I would rather, if you're going to have liberals do late night, I would rather have Jon Stewart on one, Bill Maher on the other, Dave Chappelle on a third, and Bill Burr on a fourth. That's my answer to the late night problem. I'm serious. You want to fix the late night problem? The Jimmy Kimmels and the Fallons? Nobody watches that shit. That's stupid. What's up, Steph? How you doing? Nobody watches the stupid-ass late night shows. That stuff's dumb as shit. It's not funny. It's the same tired Trump jokes. It's boring as fuck. But if you got Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Jon Stewart, Bill Maher, everybody will watch that. Everyone. The whole people, it'll come back. If you take Saturday Night Live and turn off the dumbass shit, you can still make fun of politicians. You're supposed to. Believe it or not, I don't have I have apps. I don't have TV. But you're supposed to make fun of politicians, but not every fucking joke. And that's what happened to Saturday Night Live. They took a potential and they built an 8-year empire on simply making fun. No, are you serious? And it's like okay, so I get it, you hate Trump, but you made, like, how do I put this? How shallow a life does somebody live when every breath is taken in hatred of politics in one way? So you can't go for a walk. It's always in the back of your mind. Some offense, some victimhood, Trump, this, that, or that. Like, you got to step away. It'll make you go crazy, man. You know, Space Pants is great. Did you see my pants? No, wait, you missed them. My pants are a tour of the solar system. Space Pants. It was all good until Gwen Stefani came on. Because Gwen Stefani's not talented. In my opinion. I also don't think the Beatles were very good. I also didn't like Kurt Cobain. Fuck you. All that. Thought Johnny Cash was overrated. All kind of sounds the same to me. That bad? I thought Elvis was great, except he got into fucking underage girls. Probably shouldn't have done that. Now I don't like Elvis. You know, so I think Bo Burnham is a lyrical genius and is underrated. I think that Jay-Z used to be good until he started fucking the succubus. And I think Beyonce insists upon herself and she is not talented. I believe the other girls and Destiny's Child were better than Beyonce, but this one was fucking Jay-Z. So it started out as a thug-ass match made in heaven, and it turned to her culturally appropriating Scandinavian girls with blonde hair. Am I right or am I right? I mean, come on. Right? If you don't believe, that's not what it is. Oh, okay, well then let Asian and white girls wear dreadlocks again. My aunt loved Billy Joel and Elton John. My aunt has seen them so much. Billy Joel's great. Elton John, he's pretty smooth. He's a pinball wizard. There's got to be a twist. He has such a supple wrist. Kelly Rowland so he fucked 2 of them? Really? Really? The guy that looks like a fucking Moai? He looks like a black dude that he was a Moai head from Easter Island. And that's the dude that fucked 2/3 of Destiny's Child. Didn't the other one die? No, that was TLC.
Yeah, it was TLC.
That was Left Eye died.
Yeah.
Yep. And T-Boz has sickle cell.
Really?
Yep, and the other one aged poorly. Just so you know. By the way, so did Alicia Silverstone. She aged poorly as well. Just so, and I know we're all in our 40s and shit like that, I'm sure. Anyway, Trump oversees record domestic energy production. U.S. manufacturing is finally starting to accelerate at the fastest pace since 2022. That's nice. Chinese state media is talking shit as America extends U.S. ban on Chinese vehicles. I don't mind cheap Chinese vehicles. Yeah, she is. And my whole thing is about this. Like, I don't mind Chinese vehicles if they're cheap as shit because the cost of vehicles are too high. You see what you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We tried Great West.
Great West said everyone here is cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, everybody's good here. CEO has glorious, and I'm sorry I'm not on TikTok anymore. I just, man, I have seen, even to this day, so there are major, so you guys remember Parker, Harry, and Dean. You guys remember those 2 or 3 people? So Parker, Harry, and Dean. Harry Sisson, Parker Get a Job, and Dean Withers. They all are paid by a company called Midas Touch. And Midas Touch pays them X, Y, or Z amount of money to read certain talking points or scripts with calls to action. The reason I know this is because I've been long ago paid by Maha to push a message before, right? Me and my wife made $400 off of it, actually, didn't we?
Well, you did.
I did. And so I believed in the cause, and I was going to do it anyway. They just said, here you go. So I said, okay. And I still do believe all that stuff. But these people get large scripts, right? Yes. These people get large scripts and they read them, and the company that pays them is called Midas Touch. Now, Midas Touch is a huge liberal channel on YouTube, but the reason they're big like that is they're the company that pays these people. Midas Touch and like Harry Sisson, and they get paid through other sources too. But the reason they all kind of sound the same. There's 3 or 4 more that TikTok is promoting that I've come across recently, and they sound exactly like Harry Sisson. The inflection at which they talk is a certain, the pace at which they talk, the inflection, the stuff they read, the talking points, when you say it, they pull it up because they have a list. They can control F, or they can look up and search, and the talking point comes up and they fast read. These things, it's not organic is what I'm trying to say. So I'm sitting here with you guys in a laptop, me and my wife getting high, and I'm just reading you the news and doing my opinion. What they do, it's called a bait and shame, basically. So Dean Withers is the worst at it. Parker's actually okay a little bit. Used to be. And Harry Sisson, I don't really watch, to be fair. But so what they do is they'll, and I wish you could bring guests on YouTube, on Vertical like this. I'm going to suggest that. I think I should suggest that, because that would be perfect. So what I would like to do is debate the way they are on YouTube and just bring guests on. But what they'll do is they'll have a background that says, why do you support Trump? Or why do you still support Trump? And they all have the same fucking background, just in a different style, because they're told to make that. And so then they get people on, and then they ask people, why do you X, Y, or Z? Donald Trump this, that, or the other. And so they wait and they purposely find some hillbilly or whatever. Well, I just think we should get all the immigrants out. And then they'll who's not prepared in any way, shape, or form and is just giving their opinion. And so what they'll do is they'll have a talking point sheet in front of them to pull information off while trying to debate somebody that's like driving a pickup truck somewhere, just through the road that doesn't have access to that. And so they do everything they can, and they find usually the dumbest person that they can stay on live with for a while. If you're intelligent, they will remove you immediately. So if you go up there, because I've debated Parker before, and I stayed on for a while because I agreed with about half of his shit, but I thought he was a little too fucking radical, and I told him so. And they didn't agree, but I got off on my own accord there. But he was nice. And then he got banned on TikTok. When he came back, he was paid through Midas Touch, and he was a fucking psycho and still is. And so the issue is these people that act like this. I understand getting out there and saying your political point, whatever it is, that's not a problem. You're supposed to do that. Just like here on YouTube, that's what we're doing. But when somebody pays you, if you eat it, that's what they say. Now, the biggest question is, do these people actually believe the script they're given? That's basically what it is. Yeah, they hate me. They actually do hate me on YouTube, but they did on TikTok big time. They always do. Yeah, I've seen this, and they won't get rid of the scammers. I have fucking seriously, Marine, I have put on like 6 different reports. They do not give a fuck at all. It is terrible. So TikTok's going downhill. But what was I talking about?
You were talking about TikTok.
Yeah, but Harry, Dean, and Parker. So they get paid through Midas Touch and a couple other people, which is not necessarily a problem, but they won't admit that they do. And if they did, it would be a lot easier. And I would like to do, what do they call that? Debates here, but you can't on YouTube. Probably for good reason. But what I've seen on TikTok is the new group of these people. There's 4 or 5 of them. One of them's a dude with a little beard and longer hair, and he's gay. One's a girl that looks like not Velma, the chubby one, not the skinny one. Daphne. No, Daphne's the thin one, right? So it is Velma. She looks like Velma, sort of. I think there's 2 others. They're about 20. Clearly fucking college freshman or sophomore or whatever it is. And they're ideologues, which is fine, but the logic that they spout is very, how do I put this? The style is to over-talk, not hear what you're saying, run over you with, in many cases, facts that are old as shit. So maybe 1 or 2 out of these 10 people will actually try to use newer studies. You'll see studies from long ago that they're putting up there. That's my wife. That it's ridiculous. And you say to these people, why do you have all this prepared? All of you saying the same talking points and privy to the same information. The reason that is because they all are given the same talking points, because I've worked for people that have given me the same talking points just on another political side. And they tell you, do it this way, do it this way. If you host a live stream, do it this way. You say, what do you mean? They'll tell you to make the video a certain length, hit certain talking points, make sure, and for fun, because these people hate people politically, they will do everything to also make them look bad, stupid, whatever it is. And that's the problem with the debaters. They don't debate in a way that's respectful.
They're not master.
They're not master baiters. They're not master debaters. And so, like Charlie Kirk would debate, and sometimes he would make people look stupid. The liberals always try to do that. And the problem is you're supposed to be respectful on either side, but nobody does. Nobody will. They're all fucking stupid. And so you'll have somebody say, I believe you are that you're politically this way. I don't know you, but I believe you are. And they'll make assessments on something that's in their own mind that's not true. So you'll sit there and say, well, this person's MAGA. We have to stop him. And the guy's actually voting Democrat. What's up, America? How you doing? But you call them MAGA because they don't agree with some of the stuff you hold closest. So you'll say, well, I really believe in this abortion, this, that, or the other. And you say, well, I believe on everything liberal. I kind of accept that. So you'll believe 90% of what one other person believes that's liberal, and just because you have a conflict between that, they'll say you're MAGA. But that's not the case. You're offended being called MAGA, but then other liberals that are just as radical will basically say, well, no, they're all MAGA. Wow. And then you'll be sitting there kind of in this weird position being declared MAGA and also a fascist. Or not fascist, a socialist. So you have one side saying, you're MAGA fascist. And then the other side saying, you're a socialist. Well, you can't be both. And if you get called that, then that means that people have their shit on backwards. You say, well, why is that? It's not you. You're politically homeless. It's not you that's the problem. It's them because they're radicalized and they have shit for brains. That's why if you go around anywhere, you'll find about 50% of the people will kind of vote or think your way, where this is all stupid, fuck these idiots. But then the other 50% are broken up, half Democrat and half Republican. So about 35 or 40% of America actually votes, right? The other ones stay away and they don't vote, and they're libertarian. They're governments that we don't like or we don't know of or whatever it is. Or you say, okay, well, why won't you vote Democrat? Well, you're a piece of shit. Oh, so you're a Republican? No, they're pieces of shit. Well, you don't like me, so you're a Republican. No, that's called straw manning again. That's me saying you're an asswipe, and because I said you're an asswipe, you went to this like mafia, the friend of my friend is the enemy of my enemy's a friend thing, right? That's not what this is. That's all in your mind. That's just a mental illness. Right? It's political OCD. It's just a mental illness. What it really is I just don't like your political party. I think you're a bunch of cunts. Well, that means you like Republicans? No, they're a bunch of cunts also. You're just acting cuntier than them. Got it? When they act cuntier than you, I'll tell you. Oh, looks like they are. Wait, I thought you were a Trump supporter. No, you said that. So you're a socialist? No, you said that. You're just making shit up. I've had that before. You're just telling somebody what they are when you don't know them because you don't spend time with them. The actual point is, I don't care, fuck off, and quit bothering me. That's the point. Right? The mind your business type of thing. I've noticed there's one thing in America. That's the problem. I've said it before, and as soon as this joint's over, I'm getting off the stream. Americans, and for the most part, don't know how to mind your business. You have to be up an ass at all times. You have to always know what your enemies are doing, what your friends are doing. There's a Japanese I can't remember the phrase exactly. It means forgetting the person exists, forgetting the problem is there, not being delusional. Just there's like these feelings that are out there that can't be described in English, so they have foreign words for some of them. This is one of those things where it's like, whether a person is good or bad, the human mind, right, it works on a scale of forgetting, right, over time. So you're like, your memory, yes, over time your memories fade to stuff you don't remember. That's done on purpose. That's done to lower the fight or flight situation, the bad memory. It's done on purpose by the brain. But you live in a world now where everything is permanent. It's online. It's a very odd fucking place the world is right now, and it's not a good world. It's absolutely not. And with AI, you're going to have like I have some news to talk about here. There's an AI Palantir. You know who they are, right? They're going to be using AI to scrape IRS records, honey. IRS records. I don't think I want an AI scraping IRS records. That may be an issue for me. That might be fucking curtains if they take it far. What about those student loans I've never paid? Like, what territory are we getting in here? You know what I'm saying? I don't want an AI scraping. What's up, America? What's up, Albania?
Well, maybe Iran will get to Palantir first.
What? Yeah, no shit. What's up, Slava? Thank you, my friend. And why is that? Because like certain things are supposed to pass and never return, and that's just how life is. And in the world you're living in today, like the best way I can describe it is you have people in the Epstein files that were doing all that disgusting shit. But then you have our world where people are bitching over $100 for small claims. And whether somebody said this online. You literally have people in the Epstein files that are banging kids, and in some instances they're saying doing nasty shit with them, right? And you've read some of them. So we have that with the elite class here in America and throughout the world. And then you're worried about $100. You're worried about, oh, this person said this online. Well, we haven't figured out that issue. We haven't figured out the Epstein files yet. That's a very, like, we need to figure that out, okay? The Epstein files, like, I would be like, okay, we're putting a lot of things on hold right now. We are putting a lot of things on hold. We are going to, because these people in the Epstein files are in jurisdictions throughout the United States. We are going to put all litigation on hold currently, and everybody is working on 3 million files of the Epstein list, and we are getting every nook and cranny, up and down fucking detective, from Alcoholic Johnny over to the Sniffing Glue Steve, and we are getting him in here to go over and mull these files. We are going to be fucking bringing, people in for interviews, but instead we're doing this minor shit. And I don't get how we're moving on. I mean, the news cycle's passed already, right? Do people even think about the Epstein files anymore? Or are you guys just living your lives? Now it's Iran. Now we're in this fucking room. Is that what it is? This is an issue. This is an issue. Those people exist out there, and then you have to live with them. And they're your bosses. They're running your companies, right? They're running your companies. They're your bosses. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, this is where we're at in the world here. It's a fucked up place. So you really need to, like, how do I put this, man? Don't you want to like, let's start a political party. Don't you want to go after the Epstein files? Whatever. Anyway, so the news, you listened to Donald Trump speak with me. That was a fascinating what have you over there. Basically, we have a couple more weeks of this going on. I'll make a couple of videos about that. By the way, follow me on TikTok, Sup America, and Sup America exclamation, or Sup America 2, I'm sorry. Exclamation point is on there, but it's my @ But follow me on Sup America 2. Follow me, Sup America here. Subscribe here. Follow me on X, Sup America, I think, and all that type of shit. If you are wealthy, gift me, and Venmo and Cash App down there pinned somewhere on this fucking thing. And I have to ask, come on, man, YouTube, you got to be able to bring guests on. That would be so much more. I understand why you don't, but you know what I'm saying? That would be the bee's knees. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'll make some videos on TikTok, I guess, but the news is what it is. And yeah, so there it is. Let me know what you thought of the speech coming up. Go check out my videos here on YouTube. Thank you, Nana. Hell yes. Go check out my videos here on YouTube. Watch them to 100% and thumbs up them, and then write a message. This is the greatest video I've ever seen, and make a nice poem in the comments. I guess that's what you have to do, because bots are ruining everything. The internet is fucking a disaster. And welcome to Dead Internet Theory. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification button. If you don't like me, block me, and go fuck yourself. Suck a dick, dumb shit. There you go.